Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, February 26th, 2024. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You can see again from the beginning of the year, we've had nothing but a straight uptrending market, very well structured uptrending market, and we just hit a cycle high on Friday. We had a great impulsive move up from the Wednesday low up to the Friday high. That strong move right there, if we hit the midpoint of the week's range here, could give us a very nice new key range. Again, we'll see if we get enough pullback to do that. That would be around the 50-40 level to begin the week. If we hit 50-40, that'll give us a new key range, but you got to do it before hitting a new high. Again, right now we had an upside break out of this uptrending market, a huge breakout day here, a continuation holding day here, and now we're in a very narrow range heading into the RTH Open. 14.75 points of range, just 26% of average range, with a very bullish uptrending move, and any pullback could still be a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. We could pull back into the 50-40 level, 50-50 zone, and still be a buying opportunity for a continuation up. And we have 4 days of the month left before we turn the page to March on Friday. On Friday, we will have new pivots. For the month, you can see higher value relationship here. If we can close the month higher, again, any pullback into the pivot range could be used as a stepping stone for a continuation higher until proven otherwise. A failure at the next month's midpoint could open up a return back down the ray to the opposite end of the range. So again, that's going to be the level of failure here. We have not seen that type of price action develop this year thus far. We've seen prices hold the mids. This is the mid here, this is the mid here, this is the one for the next month, holding and rallying, holding and rallying. 2 check mark trend months in a row, and not slowing down. Not slowing down now. At some point, again, the music stops. But until then, got to continue to buy the dips until proven otherwise. For today's intraday action, if price can stay above 5,100, there could be a shot at going outside day up even to a new high. Remember, this narrow range right here that was broken through the top there, that could provide a 5 to 7 day continuation to the upside as this market makes a move for 5,200 and beyond. Taking a look here at the NQ. The NQ, this one's showing a very narrow range here to begin the day. Again, 29% of average range. The total range right now, 83 points. A nice push to the upside here on a Thursday. A little bit of a fallback, especially late in the day on a Friday. Two-day highs, or just 2-week highs right here, all at the same level. Still an uptrending move overall, but we could be stuck in the range a bit, stuck in a range with an upward bias. And will this market be able to climb higher out of this range? If so, looking at about 18.6 as an upside target here, even as high as the 18.8 to 19K zone. So a full-on upside break here through the top of this range at 18.2 could open up another 800-point rally into 19K. Now, one thing about this range here this month, not very impressive compared to the ES. You can see it's been mostly range bound. 1 day up to begin the month, and then it's gone sideways, sideways, sideways. So you have this very narrow range so far for the month. Current price is here. The midpoint is there. That could lead to a bit of a failure at some point here sooner than later. So again, not quite as strong as the ES. Right now, any pullback could still be a buying opportunity until proven otherwise, but it could be proven otherwise with a failure through the previous month's mid very soon. So again, very narrow range could provide an issue here moving forward. From an intraday perspective, bulls want to keep 960, the 17,960 level bid, for a shot at perhaps testing the other side of the range here from Friday's market. So again, want to keep 17,960 bid for a continuation up to 18,045 and maybe beyond. Looking at crude oil, this one's down almost 1/4% right now. 45% of ADR, 84 ticks of range. This one's stuck inside of a now developing 11-day range. 11 days developing in this range. And you can see again from the bottom of the range here up to the top of the range there. We are at the bottom of this range here. This market has been in this range, again, 11 days, going on 3 weeks now. We have a very, very tight 2-week range that's developed overall. And this move right now puts us to the previous week's low and is testing prices below that low. So best case scenario would be a rejection at the previous week's low for a return back to the previous week's midpoint. Previous week's midpoint could get us higher into the top end of the range, and at some point a breakout from this range could be significant. We're looking at about 8 points of range at the very least on a breakout move from this range. It could be to the downside if we fail here at say 75, 75.5. Perhaps we drop back to 70, 71. But if it's an upside break through 79s, you start to really open up some clear air above, and that's where the 6 to 8 point range breakout move could really play out. So keep an eye here on the previous week's low and the previous session's low here. If it can find a way to reject that area, we could be working our way up the range here up ahead. 77.5, 79 could be the next key targets here to begin the week. We take a look here at gold futures. Gold right now down a little bit here after Friday's outside day up. Friday we had a bit of a failed new low developing here and mentioned that we could easily see a return back toward 2045 intraday. We got that and then some, and again bulls trying to keep that 2040 level bid for a shot at continuing up the way toward 2080. This is an 80-point trading range here from 2000 to 2080 with a midline at 2040. It's been hanging around this level a little while. If it can get away from it, we start working our way up the range toward 2080. Lastly, taking a look here at the YM. The YM here with a big time breakout finally this month. This one had a super sideways month going into the end of last week before we finally got a breakout through the highs. This is a 1,000 point range, finally getting a move through 39K. Can this thing continue higher for 1,000 points and reach 40K? Got a very clear uptrending move. Finally outside of this range here, which means we could go up here and find a new market structure up here. So again, can this thing hold above the breakout point? Any pullback, say, into 38.8 or as deep as that level could still be bought for a continuation up. Looking for a move toward 40K up ahead on this breakout move. Any failure back into the range could be quite bearish, could even open up a return back toward 38K. So again, any pullback needs to be defended by bulls for a continuation up. From an intraday perspective, bulls want to keep 39,160 bid for a shot at 39,215 and perhaps even the other side of the previous week's range here at 39,343. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out here heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.